Let's talk about what the recruiter knows that you don't know, that the recruiter would be happy to share with you if you asked, if you actually just asked. So these are some things that I want all of you to start asking right out of the chute, because you're going to have to use this information to make sure that you're successful in the process. Why is the position open? How many, I haven't engaged the chat yet. Can I get a yay or a nay? Put why open, yes or no. Do you actually ask this question in the interviewing process? Actually, let's do this for all 6 of these that I'm going to take you through. All right, why is the position open? Do you not want to know, did they just can somebody, right? Is the boss a psycho, right? You're growing? Oh, you don't have enough, you got so much work, you don't have enough people? Yay. Okay, why is the position open? Why is it open? Do you ask? Let me know. All right, that's one. Have you tried to fill it yet internally? Is there anyone in your company that you've considered or are considering? I want to know if I'm competing with an internal candidate, because you're going to have to do some funky stuff that we're not going to go into now, but you're going to have to be able to overcome this, right? So what are your assets that the internal candidate or candidates would not have, right? So have you considered that? How many? I got like 3 emails last week. Andy, I just found you because I was sailing along in an interview process. I thought everything was going great, and bang, at the last minute they took somebody internally, and I don't get the job that I thought I was going to have. Right? That happens. What about this one? How long has it been open? How long? Why is this important? Well, on the surface, and most of you can probably digest this without a lot of insider knowledge, the longer it's open, the more desperate they become. But let me tell you what happens the longer something is open. So and Kara, this is probably for you too. This is a good data that we haven't even gone over yet. Less than 20 hours ago, I'm on a phone call with one of my clients. Her name's Joanna, and she is about one of the most delightful people I know. We've been working together for years. Just love her. Great company. Small to medium-sized technology consultancy. Beginning of January, we started a search for them. She's looking for something specific, had a number of, not like crazy, but just a number of things that were really important. They had to have some consulting experience. They had to be good at senior project management. They had to understand how to grow accounts. There was a couple of things that were not crazy that she really wanted. Okay, and so we recruit for these types of positions, so we took this search. So now we're into February, right? So I don't know when you're watching this, but right now, it's 5 weeks later or so. I'm on the phone with her yesterday. We talk every week. Kind of go over things. And I said, Joe, this search is kicking our butt. Actually, I use some different language, but you get the gist. And I said, look, I know we started with this many things, and we immediately made you kind of cut that in half. But now I need to know, and I gave her all the data. I told her what we were finding. We went through some stuff. I said, what can you live without? She says, well, yesterday, my team, they went to a client, they sat down, they were meeting with this new project manager that the company had hired a couple of weeks ago. They love this woman. She's a super go-getter. She's not a consultant. She works internally. And, I can live without consulting experience. I can live without consulting. 6 words, 3 seconds. She didn't just double the candidate pool for us. She quintupled it. So we start a search a month ago. We have certain parameters. Now what's happened is in one quick phone call, she changes the parameters, and she actually did a few other things that will make it easier for us. Not easy, but easier. But here's why this is important for you to know. What if you were one of those people that put your resume in her applicant tracking system 3 weeks ago and you didn't have consulting experience? Now, I asked her if she had any candidates coming in. She says, oh yeah, they're filling up the applicant tracking system, but I'm really not looking at it. I don't really know what's in there. That's what they pay us for, right? They pay us to go out and get the people. She doesn't have time to go searching that stuff. But if she did, and she passed you over 3 weeks ago because you put your resume in an applicant track system and didn't have the consulting experience, now what? Now guess what? Now you're actually eligible per her new requirements. This stuff changes every single day. This is what's happening. That's why you want to get a sense of how long it's been open and why it's been open that long. So, I mean, that's another thing. How about this one? If it's been open for a while, what has been missing in the other candidates that you interviewed? Are there any other candidates currently interviewing? By the way, I cut up a video the other day about what to do when there's multiple candidates in the process. Be on the lookout for that, I don't know, in the next month or two. But what's been the issue? You need to get this information. Why? So you don't trip over this. So if somebody was missing a skill or they were not behaving a certain way, you make sure that you highlight how you have that skill or what you would do to build that skill, or you don't behave that way. This matters. You've got to ask these questions. I'm going to ask you, who are you interviewing with? You can ask me, what candidates are in play? Where am I? Where am I in the process? How are they doing? Believe me, this stuff will come out if you ask the question. How about this one? What's the actual key to hire? So, we just got done with this Joanna example. All right, think about this. Let's have a laugh. How many job descriptions do you see? They're like 3 or 4 pages long, which is totally ridiculous. They like, here's what you must have. Here's what would be nice to have. Here's what would be really nice to have. And then here's all the other stuff I want. And here's all the other stuff I want, and so on. All right, well, that's a bunch of nonsense because not everything that's listed in the kitchen sink is what they need. And what happens is, if you take a look at the very top requirements, up top there'll be like 2 or 3 doozies, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. Of those 5, only 2 or 3 of them are really important. Okay, so you need to figure out what are the most important. For those of you who have been through, and I've done this in a number of videos and even in some video series, in my Job Search Masterclass and in the video that we released recently about how to choose the right job, we talk about your criteria. And you make a list of your criteria and you force rank that criteria, or you weight it, 10s, 5s, 2s, whatever. This is the same thing. The companies have that in their head. This is the most important. I cannot live without that. Otherwise, the person won't survive and won't be able to do the job. But these things, I can probably build them over a reasonable amount of time. Some companies make me laugh. They look for 6 months for somebody to try to get everything, when the fact of the matter is, if they'd hired somebody 6 months ago, the person would already have everything that they need. So, but that's what goes on. So you got to know that. How about this one? Where are you getting your people? Where are you getting the candidates? Why is this important? So I'm here sitting here with you, and you contacted me, or you responded to my email, or you plucked my resume out of the applicant tracking system. What other sources do you use to find your job candidates? Well, we've got the search for mile walk that we're using. We use employer referrals, we use applicant track system, we actually have an event coming up, and so on. Now, they're going to do one of 2 things. You ask that question. The recruiter's going to say, well, here's what we use, here's what we do. Or the recruiter's going to say, why do you want to know that? And all you need to say is, well, as you can see, I'm in the middle of my job search, or I'm interviewing, and I love your company, but if something doesn't work out, I'm always looking for different avenues that I might be able to circulate my credentials and possibly surface my job. That's true, right? You'd want to know that. So you just say that. All this information gives you a better understanding, and they will, in most cases, give it to you. They will. You don't have it because you haven't asked for it. So I want you to start asking those 6 questions, among the others that I've given you insight to.